Nick Cash has left the drama game.
So again, really, I'm just making this video saying that I don't want to be a part of the YouTube drama anymore. I don't know why I have been doing this stupid shit and just focusing on that for like the past 3 months. It has fucked me so badly.
Hello, my name is Detective Deckard. I'm a YouTube private detective and I also do a bit of PR advisory on the side. This is a series called, let's just call it Deckard Investigates. Today's episode is all about why Nick Cash, aka Hey Watch Your Mouth, aka HWYM, has left the drama game, starting from the very beginning. It all started one day when I got a call from Nick, who wanted to hire me as a drama investigator. Essentially, I would look for the freshest of drama and then supply it to Nick. That was our business relationship. The first time I met Nick, we were in his bedroom for some business, not that kind of business, and I remember being quite taken aback. His room was a dirty red, and it was plastered with posters of various naked women covered in lube. One very ostentatious poster was of a rather large, hairy, and slightly moist vagina. I often found myself slipping up because he had a shitload of lubed anal beads on the floor and I'd almost fall onto his metallic nipple clamps. It was like I walked into an S&M version of Home Alone. I'd supply him with some fresh drama and he would immediately check its legitimacy on the internet. When he was satisfied, he'd give me the cash. As the weeks went by, Nick would gain some traction on YouTube. I noticed a book he had bought for $20 called Loud Equals Funny, a guide to YouTube. I flicked through it and it was a pretty shit book that, despite being 500 pages, essentially repeated the same point over and over again. When Nick saw me with the book, he said, "Yo G, that book's bullshit. Here's a real motherfucking book." And it was only $50. And he handed it over to me. The book was called Shouting Equals Ha Ha. When I flicked through it, I realised the book was word for word the exact same as the other book, except it was in all caps. He took the book back and started shitting himself laughing as he read the first page. I didn't have the heart to tell him that he ended up with a shit deal. A while later, I gave Nick some evidence of Onision being a cuck. With the video he made from the evidence, he shot to fame as a drama commentator. It got to the point where he even got Leafy's attention. He told me that Leafy wanted Nick to do some work for him, and that this would be a huge opportunity to gain some subs. I looked at Nick and said, "Whatever you do, just don't get used." He looked right back and replied, "I'm Nick Cash. No one uses me." So I gave him a reassuring nod. Then I tripled my fees and he gave me a shitload of money. At this point, he became thirsty for more and more drama. He'd often call me up in the middle of the night for a quick drama fix, and then immediately record a video. This carried on until the inevitable happened. Leafy used him. He called me up asking for advice. He had a load of dirt on Leafy written on paper, but was absolutely terrified of Leafy's fan base finding out. "I'm gonna set fire to it," he'd shout. He was getting paranoid, constantly looking out the window for retarded kids pretending to be lizards. I told him to calm down and to keep hold of this dirt, that the right time would eventually come. And then, it did. iDubbbz released his long-awaited content cop on Leafy, and then Leafy's subs plummeted. His fickle fans of 9-year-olds had quickly jumped ship. A week later, when Leafy was at his all-time low, I called Nick and told him to release the dirt. I told him to pretend that iDubbbz content cop had nothing to do with the timing of it, even though that shit was pretty fucking obvious. Then, it blew up. Everyone was talking about Nick Cash. He was the drama king. The amount of drama I had to supply him now grew tremendously. I once popped round only to find Nick curled up in the fetal position, frothing it from the mouth. As a glitched loop of Keemstar saying, "Let's get right into the noose," blared out of the TV. I quickly put on a Markiplier video and slapped Nick several times in the face. As he came to, he realised enough was enough, that for his own health and safety, he needed to stop with the drama. He told me he was out for good, but just when he thought he was out, they pulled him back in. Tommy C made an attack on Nick. Tommy C, if you don't know, is the third member of the Baited podcast alongside Colossal is Crazy and DJ Killer Keemstar. Tommy is essentially a poor man's Keemstar, and when I say poor, I don't mean a bum that wanks off truck drivers for a living. I mean really fucking poor, like a starving man from Africa who'd sell his one good eye to a blind Zimbabwean driving instructor for a packet of What's-Its. If Colossal is Crazy is the Godfather and Keemstar is the Godfather Part 2, then Tommy C would obviously be Police Academy 5 Assignment Miami Beach. Tommy C called out Nick on his show Shot From The Point as a backstabbing pussy for his exposed video on Leafy. Even though Nick had been drama free for over a week, he just couldn't resist getting involved. What occurred after was two grown men fighting, essentially trying to prove who was more mentally handicapped.
So who's the cuck now? Who's the cuck now? Your mother is so hot. I'm gonna give it to her. I'm gonna go.
Who won? Who knows? One thing's for sure, the listeners most certainly lost. It didn't work out well for Nick. Things got even worse when Nick spotted a video on Twitter from a random woman named Sparky calling both him and Tommy C immature. Nick called me up asking for advice. On one side, he was telling me he was done with drama. On the other side, he really wanted to lay into this bitch. I told him he needed to take that tweet down. He was confused, asking if I was telling him to throw hands with her. I explained that he needed to be more discreet about it. So bro, he said, I should throw hands with her quietly? The only way I could explain this to Nick was through metaphor. I told him he was a forest and that a small tiny fire was set. What do you do to a small tiny fire? I asked Nick. Throw hands with it? He replied, still confused. After a couple of hours, Nick finally understood that he needed to take out the small fire as quickly as possible before it would spread. Unfortunately, after sending a bunch of passive-aggressive DMs insisting he was mature, the whole thing backfired. And Nick was exposed for trying to guilt a random woman into taking her video down. That's when Nick subsequently fired me. Cutting ties with his only drama dealer, Nick was most definitely out of the drama game. Now, how long can he go cold turkey? Breaking news, it seems like Leafy has made an attack, a clear attack on Nick Cash. Let's have a brief look-see.
I wasn't the only one that was used and manipulated by this sociopathic monkey master of manipulation Goku Super Saiyan 7 limited edition douchebag. I wasn't the only one, okay? Hear their testimonies yourself. I wasn't the only one. No, but seriously, let's hear the other testimonies of the people that got used.
Here comes some biting satire.
Let's hear it.
It's back to his fucking 8-second transitions. Oh, fuck's sake.
So yeah, I was on a Skype call with Leafy. I asked him...
Yeah, you've been Skyping him for months, you colluding cunts.
He doesn't like FouseyTube. I did the video on
There's some shitty acting. That's a fucking hammy performance. And that was a fucking pun, you fucking pig.
I don't know, man. Leafy told me to make an exposed video on PewDiePie. Now
You exposing PewDiePie. It's like a fucking wet parasite trying to escape his fucking mouth. Plus, he couldn't even pull open the curtains to expose the sun with those fucking Jeremy Beadle hands.
He's used me, and he's probably fucking used you too, and if he has, be sure to visit our website.
I mean, look at his fucking eyes. He's clearly dead inside. It's just like a vacuous void of fucking nothing.
That's www.leafyyousedme.com. By the way, that's actually a real fucking website. Yeah, I'm not even joking. One of my friends who loves making websites just fucking loves that
I'm
shit.
sure he
Ended up
loves
making an
making
entire
websites for you
where
for
literally the
free
whole thing
or
is
$20
you come
whatever the
on,
fuck.
Vent how Leafy, quote unquote.
Wow, well, that was something. Yeah, will Nick Cash take the bait? Is he gonna come back to the old drama game? We'll have to find out. That's the end of that episode. If you liked it, good for you. The next episode will be on Colossal is Crazy. Nick Facts. Nick is a massive fan of an old British game show called Strike It Lucky, presented by Michael Barrymore. Such a fan is he that he has the exact replica of Barrymore's swimming pool, with every detail correct, right down to the dead body. Nick Facts. Nick Cash is actually just another pseudonym. Nick's real name is Rodney Rodriguez. Nick Facts. Ever since Nick, or Rodney rather, had that seizure after listening to a glitched loop of Keemstar introducing Drama Alert, he now can't watch new episodes of Drama Alert without his nipples lactating. This is because he has a rare form of breast cancer. Rodney Facts. Rodney's bed covers are of Kyrie from Kingdom Hearts 2 in a rather suggestive pose. His pillow has Goofy on it.